In a small, bustling town surrounded by hills and fields, there lived a young woman named Sarah. Life in this town was simple, yet filled with traditions and expectations that everyone was expected to follow. Sarah belonged to a close-knit family, and like many other young women in her community, her parents had always envisioned a respectable marriage for her. But Sarah was different. She didn't want to settle down so soon. She had dreams of her own, ambitions that she was yet to explore. The thought of an arranged marriage seemed to her like a cage, a beautiful one, perhaps, but a cage nonetheless. Her days were filled with chores and occasional moments of escape, where she would daydream about a life beyond the hills and beyond the expectations of her family. Despite her inner yearning, she often felt helpless, bound by the invisible strings of familial duty and community norms. She couldn't simply walk away from her responsibilities, but neither could she bury her dreams forever. One afternoon, while Sarah was lost in her thoughts by the riverbank, her best friend Martha came up to her with a mischievous smile. Martha was Sarah's confidant, the one person who understood her struggle and often lightened her burdens with her lighthearted jokes. "Sarah," Martha said, nudging her gently, "I've heard some news. There's a stranger in town. Apparently he's quite wealthy and looking for a wife. Guess who everyone's whispering about?" Sarah rolled her eyes. "Don't start, Martha. You know I'm not interested in getting married yet." Martha chuckled. "Oh, I know. But your parents don't. And rumor has it, this stranger Samson is interested in you. Imagine, a man you've never met, offering to pay your bride price. Doesn't that intrigue you even a little?" Sarah shrugged, pretending to brush it off, but deep down, she felt a twinge of curiosity mixed with dread. A stranger offering to marry her and paying her bride price without even knowing her? It seemed odd. Sarah, a lively and passionate girl, found herself trapped in the customs and traditions of her town. Her town was small, where people's lives were deeply rooted in respect and regional customs. It was expected that girls of her age would marry quickly and take responsibility for their households. But Sarah's dreams and thoughts were different. Her heart was not tied to the land and traditions in which she grew up. She wanted to be something else, something different. But she didn't have the option to chase her dreams. Expectations and family pressures loomed over her from all sides. One day, Sarah was sitting in her small room at home, pondering the real purpose of her life. At that moment, her younger brother came in and told her that her parents had found a match for her. Hearing this, her heart sank. She didn't hate her parents, but they didn't understand that she wasn't ready for marriage. She had her own dream. She wanted to see the world and achieve something for herself. This was Sarah's struggle, a battle between her dreams and her family's expectations. What was going to happen in her life? And could she ever turn her dreams into reality? This was her story, a girl searching for the purpose of her life, caught between her family and her own desires. Sarah belonged to a simple household where the joys and hopes of girls were limited to marriage and taking care of the home. Her mother often told her, "Sarah, dear, this is enough for us, to get you married, have your own children, and build your husband's home." But Sarah's heart dreamed of more. She loved painting, expressing her emotions through colors, something her family considered a mere waste of time. She wanted to see beyond her town, to learn something new, and to take her talent to the world. Sarah had a friend, Amina, who always encouraged her. Amina was an ordinary girl, but her thinking and heart were big. She understood Sarah's dreams and would say, "Sarah, you can do this." Sometimes we have to do something different for ourselves, no matter what people say. Amina's words lit a ray of hope in Sarah's heart, but she also felt the fear of her family. She was forced to keep her feelings and dreams buried inside because she didn't want her family to misunderstand her or see her breaking traditions. This was her inner struggle. On one side were her own desires and emotions, and on the other were her family's dignity and respect. Sarah had a storm in her heart, but she kept it hidden, expressing her pain and emotions only through her sketches and drawings. One day, Sarah was engrossed in her small world of sketches and colors when Amina came to her. But this time, Amina wasn't alone. She was accompanied by a young man named Zion. Zayan was Amina's cousin, who ran a big creative art studio in the city. Amina smiled and said, "Sarah, this is Zayan. I often told you his story, didn't I? This is him. He's just like you, a dream chaser." Zayan seemed like a polite and gentle person. His words, his demeanor, and most importantly, the passion in his eyes impressed Sarah. He was an artist and had his own struggles, but he had never given up hope. Zayan looked at Sarah's sketches and said, "Your sketches are alive. You're not just filling colors, you're bringing your emotions to life." These words meant more to Sarah than any compliment. For the first time, someone had seen her work in this way. Zayan encouraged her and said, "I want to showcase your sketches in my studio. You should bring your talent to the people." At first, Sarah was scared, but Amina and Zayan's encouragement sparked a new hope in her heart. Zayan became her supportive companion, who not only understood her dreams, but also wanted to help turn them into reality. He showed her that if she pursued her dreams, the world could support her too.